Before I listen to a podcast, I always ask myself one thing. Is this going to be worth my time? Sometimes I check the reviews, maybe I ask a friend, but I always check the show notes. And that's exactly why your show notes matter. They do so much more than just summarize an episode. They capture the attention of your listeners. They also highlight key takeaways, share important links, and convince people to click play. But if your show notes aren't doing that, they might be costing you listeners. Hey everybody, I'm Kelvin, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to write show notes that will attract listeners, boost engagement, and help you monetize your podcast. And at the end of this video, I'll give you 5 templates that will make writing good show notes as easy as possible. But first, let's break down the 4 must-have sections of podcast show notes. And it all starts with the most important one, the summary. Your summary is the hook. It tells people what they're going to get without giving everything away. Let's take a look at this episode of Buzzcast as an example. Instead of just listing topics, we tease the most interesting parts about the episode. When we say how technology has made podcasting easier for creators, listeners are probably thinking, what technology are they talking about? Instead of just listing topics, we tease the most interesting parts of the episode. That curiosity is what gets them to hit play. When you're writing your summary, ask yourself, will listeners learn a new strategy, hear an inspiring story, or learn something from an industry expert? Your job is to spark curiosity while showing someone the episode will benefit them. Next up, links and resources. This section is where you add value for your audience and monetize your show. Continuing with our example from Buzzcast, we have 3 bullet points with links. If we mention a book, blog, or video, we link directly to it. If we interview a guest, we link directly to their website, socials, or projects they're working on. This will support your guest and boost your podcast's credibility by showing that your discussion involves an industry expert. And if you monetize your podcast, this is where you would include affiliate links or your Buzzsprout subscription. So under this episode of Dreamful, which is Jordan's podcast, you can see this link opens up her Buzzsprout subscription page, where listeners can support her podcast and also get access to bonus episodes. The third section is your CTA, or call to action if you don't have all those random marketing acronyms memorized just yet. A great CTA is the difference between a passive listener and an engaged audience. The goal here is to give your audience 1 or 2 actions to take after listening to your episode. But make sure you keep it simple. If you ask someone to do 7 different things here, it's more likely they'll just do nothing. This last section is where you can provide information about your show. Things like the host's contact information, social media handles, or a link to leave a review. The good news is that Buzzsprout can autocomplete this section for you. Just head to your episode footer, fill this out once, and it's automatically applied to all past and future episodes. Also, if you want to streamline your workflow, Buzzsprout's Cohost AI will write show notes for you automatically. Once you turn on Cohost AI, it will write 2 versions of your show notes, one short and one long form version, so you can choose the style that's going to fit your podcast best. You can leave them as they are, tweak them to match your voice, or use them as a starting point. Alright, so we've covered a lot in this video. Now to make your life easier, I've put together 5 ready-to-use templates for different podcast styles. The Essentials template gives you a short, reliable structure that covers the basics. The Expanded template is detailed and outlines everything you would ever need to add about an episode. The Longform template is perfect if you like to write blog-style show notes. And finally, we have the Educator and Fiction templates, which are formatted specifically for these popular podcast categories. You can grab them all for completely free in the description below. And there you have it. If this video helped, please comment with your biggest takeaway. And as always, keep podcasting.